my first fight with him, he came to me. He had a partially torn Achilles, and so that was right before his Angulo fight back in, I think, Oklahoma City. And we had about 10, 12 weeks to prepare with a partially torn Achilles. And so I did a full assessment. His balance was horrible. His foot intrinsics, so like his feet were all kind of pointing in different directions. The toes were all weird. His balance was horrible, core, everything.
I guarantee you, by the time I'm finished, I'm going to be one of the greatest fighters of all time.
So today is a special day. We just got the Ring magazine, and guess who's on the cover? It's been a long time coming, man. I've been professional now 12 years. I've been boxing 25 years. You can see all the work I've done, and I'm very happy. I'm very grateful for everything I've done in my career. I'm very grateful for my people that have been around me.
I think he is an all-time great already in here and in here. So now he just got to show it. I think he's been building the right building blocks. I think he already has one of the better resumes in boxing. And I think this is the perfect time and perfect opportunity to show people what greatness looks like and how greatness is being manufactured and how greatness is being shaped.
David Benz and Zurdo Ramirez showcase relentless intensity with their training marked by discipline and focus. Guided by Coach Kem Aaron, Ben's morning routine builds strength, conditioning, and motivation, sharpening preparation for elite boxing competition. Benz proudly owns his personal gym.
64 days to go. 10 more seconds. It's always you against yourself, baby. It's the morning session, the 6 a.m. session. So this morning we did our run, and I'm starting the sprints. I introduced them slowly to regular, and then we did incline sprints, so we can get a lot more lactic acid. But it's an incline, so it's not going as fast, but still fast enough. Like see that second wind? Remember I told you? It's there. I got it up, but we got to continue that. You brought the pressure, I got to continue it. So it's important to have that wavelength and have that program set for that. And then we got to go to boxing gym after. I'm going to give him a break, 3-4 hours, and then sleep, get some food in you, rest, a lot of water. Fascia system needs hydration. So I got to make sure he keeps drinking. Drink that water.
Environment helps him relax, recharge, and prepare mentally for the challenges of boxing. Jose Benavidez admits that
I know there's a lot of things that we could accomplish, and there's a lot of things that we could give back, not only to our people, but to our community. You know what I mean? We got a lot of fighters here. One of our friends painted this. He goes to the first Benavidez boxing gym, the one in Burien. He paints them all himself, so he's a talented brother. So but yeah, this is my dad's design, you know what I mean? This is actually my first time, starting training camp here in this gym.
I hear a lot of love there, man.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So this is like blood. This is more than just boxing.
It kind of puts me into that place of relaxation. So when I come here to the gym, all my thoughts are in line, and I know exactly what I need to work on.
knowing firsthand the destructive power David brings. With every punch, David Benz explains that his family is the driving force behind his motivation, inspiring him daily to give his best while...
I'm very concerned for the opponents, the sparring partners, but at the end of the day, we have to do it, these guys are taking a lot of punishment.
Boxing remains his lifelong passion and ultimate purpose. Mike Holston praises David Benavidez's relentless work ethic, acknowledging his greatness and explaining how David's dedication inspires him personally to push harder.
And it makes me happy. This is my passion. Like I said, my family keeps me motivated. My wife, my children, my father, my mother, my brothers, and just the people that support me. The type of fighter I am, I've never been an intimidating type of guy outside the ring. Like if you see me, I'm a nice guy, probably people think I won't hurt a fly. But when I get into the ring, it's a completely different story. And it's been like that since I've been a little kid. Since I was 14 years old, people would always look at me, laughing at me. When I was in the gym before a sparring session, I was like, we're gonna beat this little fat kid's he's nothing. I'd get in the ring, a monster comes out. It's been like that since I was a little kid. I feel like boxing is like the best representation of life. You gotta fight for what you believe, and you gotta go all in or not at all. Because if you don't go all in,
stay disciplined, and strive for excellence in life. On the other hand, Zurdo Ramirez trains relentlessly in the gym, declaring he feels fully prepared, calm, and confident with no nerves, knowing he has given his absolute best for this fight.
In the gym, you're very inspiring. Seeing you work hard every day, I love it. I'm just doing it for cardio, but I see a warrior like yourself, and I'm like, man, this dude's no joke, man. Keep up the great work. God bless you and your family, man. Knock everybody out. Get the belts, get the money, and
Moreover, Zurdo expresses excitement, saying he cannot wait to step into the ring with David Benavidez, eager to showcase his preparation, determination, and readiness for the upcoming clash. Chris Wong, his physical therapist, praises Zurdo's extraordinary willpower and work ethic, describing them as unmatched, highlighting how his discipline and dedication set him apart from others in the sport almost 5 years ago. That Zurdo's power, speed, offense, and
hard for this fight, and I've been working so good, and I can't wait. It just matters.
Defense operate on another level, combining explosiveness and precision, making him a dangerous, complete fighter capable of overwhelming opponents with relentless skill and sharp execution. That the press conference.
Almost 5 years ago, my first fight with him, he came to me. He had a partially torn Achilles, and so that was right before his Angulo fight back in Oklahoma City. And we had about 10-12 weeks to prepare with a partially torn Achilles. And so I did a full assessment. His balance was horrible. His foot intrinsic, so like his feet were all kind of pointing in different direction. The toes were all weird. His balance was horrible. Core, everything. He was very weak, but as I got to know him, I saw that the intangibles that he had was his willpower, his ethics, his work ethics, and everything was just on a whole nother level. But for him to get to that world champion level already with what he was working with was
conference. Zurdo Ramirez shows respect toward David Benavidez, acknowledging his strength and promising fans an exciting showdown, emphasizing that their fight will be a thrilling spectacle for boxing. That both fighters step face to face, their eyes locked with intensity, yet filled.
Everything is really good.
Today's scrap you got first.
Today?
But
Man, that's an everyday thing. Today was easy.
I let it
easy
win,
day.
for sure.
I actually got first place by accident.
My son
Filled with mutual respect, neither flinches, both acknowledging the other's dedication, discipline, and strength, promising fans an unforgettable clash of champions. You will see the WBA/WBO Cruiserweight World Champion suit against El Monstro David Benavidez, moving up to the Cruiserweight division. A fight that's been brewing for years. They've known each other. For Zurdo Ramirez says the fight with David Benavidez is very exciting because they know each other well and expect a great matchup. He was not surprised the fight got made, explaining that both fighters and their teams were already working on it. Discussion started quickly after Benavidez's last fight, and everything came together smoothly. Zurdo also said Oscar de la Hoya was confident it would happen, and he is happy to be working with Golden Boy. The fight is set for May 2nd in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena, with both
round exciting, and we know each other, and we know that it'll be a really good fight.
How surprised were you that this fight got made? Like, did it catch you by surprise?
No, because he wanted, I wanted, my team wanted, we were working on it to make it happen, and I'm happy and glad to happen right now.
When did you guys start working on it? Because to me and other fans, it came as a surprise. Like, we weren't expecting it.
Yeah, before he get the fight, I think we was working on it in this fight, and then it happened, and then he just said that it happened during his fight.
Yeah, he last fought against Yard, I believe, in November.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So did discussions start like in October to make the fight happen?
Yeah. It was like pretty quick, the discussion and the fight.
Titles on the line. He praised Ben's last performance, calling him a strong, aggressive fighter who throws many punches and pressures opponents. Having sparred with him before, Zurdo believes the fight will be a thrilling war with knockouts and non-stop action. He says both are warriors, and the best must fight the best.
What do you remember most of sparring against David?
It was pretty good, but honestly, as a fighter, I don't remember. Like, I remember that I did many times sparring, but not like being in the ring, like how he moved and everything. No.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he's evolved, he's gotten better from what you remember?
Yeah, he got a lot better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In what areas do you feel?
Because he throw more punches, he's constantly like pushing to the guys, and I mean I just can say like don't miss the fight, be a great fight.
So you're expecting like toe to toe, like
yeah, I expecting a war,
blood,
yeah, everything,
knockouts, knockdowns.
David Benavidez explained that his plan was never to leave the light heavyweight division permanently. Instead, he moved up with a strategy. Capture 2 titles, then return and make a bigger fight happen. He said his dream is to become a unified champion, and he is already close to that goal. Benavidez emphasized that he understands people worry about his weight, but he doesn't want fans stressing about it. He will handle it himself. His focus is on giving fans the biggest and best fights possible. He also said that after winning titles, he plans to move on to face top opponents like Artur Beterbiev. For him, it's about legacy and making fights the public deserve.
My plan was come up, grab 2 titles, come back down, and make this fight with me and Bivol even bigger. That's exactly what I want to do. You know that my dream is to become a unified champion. So I'm already there. You know, my foot is already there, basically at the finish line. So it's smart for me to come back down and you know, obviously a lot of people are worried about the weight, this and that, but like I tell everybody, don't worry about that. Let me worry about that. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm just trying to give you guys the best fights possible, the best fights out there. And then after that fight, when I capture the titles, I'm going and I'm fighting Beterbiev. So I'm just trying to give the biggest and best fights happen to the fans. And, you know, I mean, for me and my legacy, this is really what I feel like I have to do. Nobody tells me I have to come back down. Nobody else tells me I have to go fight Zurdo Ramirez. Nobody tells me I have to fight Benavidez. But I want to do it for myself because I know the fans boxing.
Among potential matchups, he said Beterbiev excites him the most because it would be 2 powerful fighters colliding. Benavidez believes fans want to see that kind of high-intensity monster versus monster showdown. Gilberto said he wants the best man to win in the upcoming fight and hopes the event becomes big as both fighters are highly skilled and respected. He believes it is an exciting matchup and a great moment for boxing when top-level athletes face each other. OPA added that he's focused on the winner of this fight as he plans to potentially face whoever comes.
Versus Zurdo, they're going for the unification fight. Who do you have in that fight, and would you like to fight the winner?
Like, honestly, man, it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? May the best man win, and when they do, let's get it on. You know, I don't want no excuses. You know, I want the better fighter to win. I want it to be a good fight. You know, I want them to show, I want it to be promoted and be a fucking big fight. Because when we fight, it's better for me. You know what I mean? All I'm chasing is undisputed and legacy. You know what I mean? Everything else just comes with it. But I've always said the same thing. I've never taken my eye off the goal.
Out on top next. He made it clear that he is ready for any challenge and is watching the situation closely. For Opaya, this fight is very important for the division, and he sees it as a key step in determining future matchups. He is highly motivated to compete against the champion next and wants to test himself against the very best in the sport, showing confidence, ambition, and full readiness.
That tells on his record. He's 48-1 with 30 KOs, and that one defeat came at the hands of Dimitri Bivol, a fight that we will be taking a close look at in this breakdown. Because when there's a blueprint to beating someone, you'd be stupid to ignore it. Now, as for David Benavidez, this is an interesting guy. I mean, I would say that this might be the most entertaining guy in world boxing right now. For me, he is the definition of a come-forward counter-puncher. He's always trying to get on the front foot, get his opponent on the ropes, do a little feint, some kind of defensive maneuver, whether it's a slip or a block with the high guard, and then get to work relentlessly to the head, to the body, with bent arm shots. I think that this guy is absolutely fantastic to watch. He truly lives up to the name the Mexican Monster, but he's not just a come-forward brawler. He's got a lot of skill and technique. He has very decent footwork. His jab is a very effective punch for him.
For a major world title opportunity ahead, Henry, the analyst, breaks down this matchup in detail, focusing on both fighters' styles, strengths, and tactical approaches. He explains that the light heavyweight champion being analyzed has an almost complete skill set with very few weaknesses reflected in his record of 48-1 with 30 knockouts. The only loss he notes came against Dimitri Bivol, and that fight provides a possible blueprint for others to study. Turning to David Benavidez, Henry the analyst describes him as one of the most exciting fighters in boxing today. He calls him a come-forward counterpuncher, someone who applies relentless pressure while still countering intelligently. Ben's constantly looks to trap opponents on the ropes using feints, slips, and a high guard before unleashing powerful bent arm shots to both head and body. Henry the Analyst also highlights Ben's underrated technical ability. Despite his aggressive style, he has strong footwork, an effective jab, and impressive defensive variety done on the other side. Henry the Analyst explains that Zurdo Ramirez is often misunderstood. While many see him as a forward pressure fighter, Henry argues that at the elite level, he performs better as a back foot boxer. Against Benavidez, Ramirez showed smart defensive.
Is most outstanding about him, that is the most elite attribute that he has for me, is his defensive variety. Whether it's the high guard, whether it's a bit of head movement, or he moves his feet. I think that David Benavidez has just about everything to be that come forward pressure counterpuncher that he is today. So what is this matchup between these two guys? How do I think this is going to look? What are the key routes to victory for either man? What do I think that style will look like, generally speaking? You guys know that I like to study hard, and I like to also get to the crux of what a fight is all about. And that's what I'm going to try to position here for you, what I think this all comes down to, because there's a lot of small details we can analyze. But this, if you want to just understand it on a high level, this is what it's all about. Now, for me, Zurdo Ramirez, he's someone who is often mischaracterized in the media as a fighter. You see, I think because he's Mexican and because earlier on in his career, he was the much bigger man most of the time, massively weight
movement, using his lead hand to control distance and mixing levels with body attacks and feints to create openings. Henry the Analyst concludes that this matchup is about style contrast, pressure, aggression, and variety from Ben's versus timing, control, and adaptability from Ramirez. He emphasizes that small tactical details will decide the outcome in what could be a highly competitive and entertaining fight. That's it for today's video. So stay tuned. Until next.